This is how I do barcodes in Excel, which in my case is Kingsoft um, spreadsheet. It's paid. I bought it. For 50 bucks, much cheaper than Excel, and it works just as good. The only limitation to this I found is that certain add-ins don't work. Certain ones that are like the Topaz, Signature Pad, things like that, um, might not work. But as far as everything else goes, I tried a few add-ins specifically for Microsoft Spreadsheet, and they work perfectly fine. Um, the reason why I'm not using the free version of the Kingsoft is because free version is limiting your ability to use Visual Basic Editor or any programming that is happening behind what you see here on the screen. So, without any further ado or any further introduction to Kingsoft Spreadsheet, great software. You can change the way it looks. You can change the way so that it looks more like a 2013 Excel version. I like this classic view. It makes my job a lot easier. So, in any event, what I want to do now is I want to we need to download a couple of things. We need a specific font, and we need a specific macro. And macro is a function that we're going to be calling from our function of the in this field here. I don't know exactly what you call it, but basically what I want to go is I want to go to a specific website. It's called idautomation.com /font dash encoders /VBA dash macro not necessarily. And this is where you get to download the file. And you download the file, it's going to be a compressed file. You extract it to your desktop. And then you need to download their font. And the font you download basically by Googling the name that is shown here on the screen. You basically Google this name and then you say download. This is their font. You download this font and then you install the font. And the way you install it is you basically right click on that TTF file, which is a font file, and you click install. If you have earlier version of Windows like XP, you have to physically move this file. Well, not physically, nothing really happens physically in the world of computers, as far as this goes at least. You have to move it to your C drive or wherever your Windows is installed into a Windows folder, and then inside that Windows folder you're going to see a folder called fonts. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So C, Windows, and then you're going to see a folder called fonts. So it stores all your fonts in there, and my things are already installed. So if, for example, if I had it on a desktop and I would right click install, it's going to give me a prompt. In this case, it's asking me to replace because it's already installed. But in your case, it'll just install it, and you'll see a similar dialog, kind of like a progress dialog, which will install it for you. So that's when you're doing XP, you have to manually do it. When you have a later version like Windows 7 or 10, you just double click it and it installs. If you have any problems during the installation of the font that say, or any font that says that it's not a valid font, or things like that, that problem is because your Windows firewall is turned off. It has to be turned on and it has to be running. You may actually need to restart your computer, make sure your firewall is running, and then install this font. Then you can turn the firewall off. I have no idea why it does that, but it does that. So in any event, what I'm going to do here is I can either do it above or below. Typically, the label has its data is actually represented at the bottom of the label typically. So I'm gonna go following the exact same method. I'm just gonna go and center, make sure that these two columns have their data centered. It's not important, but just for the visual reference makes things a lot easier. So I'm just gonna go ahead and type test barcode data, and then that's it. Now I'm going to click the very first cell, and I'm going to press Control Alt F11 on the keyboard to bring up this Visual Basic Editor, and I'm going to import the file that we have just extracted. So I'm going to right click on the projects, import file, navigate to my folder where I extracted it, this guy, and under Windows VBA I just click on this file, click open, and bam, it's right there. If you can double click on it, you can see. So if you scroll down here, scroll down, we're going to be calling a function. We're going to be calling this function, and the function name is code128. And the reason why this is important is because some different barcode generator macros out there, they have different. You have to be calling for a different code. So, for example, if this would say potato, then in here I would have to type in equals potato, and then I'm going to reference the cell A2. Now, because there's no such function as a potato, but the function name is actually code128, as soon as I press enter, it's giving me this weird character thing. And this weird character, there's nothing wrong with it. All you gotta do is you have to select the font for this particular cell that contains the barcode. And the font name is, you can either click on the name of the font and start typing ID, and I'm just gonna click the very first one over there. So there's the barcode. It always works, so I can go ahead and then print this. Yep, just gonna print this, and I'm going to scan it for you, and you will hear the audible confirmation of my barcode scanner that I have here. Yeah, I'm gonna scan it right into this field, and you will see that this text should be reflected in this cell. Okay, so the page is out, and I'm going to scan it with my barcode scanner. And something's not right. This is barcode data. Okay, there we go. That's the code. There it is. That's basically how it works. And yeah, I was scanning the wrong one, the one that didn't work before. But so yeah, this is the barcode that I just scanned. It works, and basically that's how you do it. That's how you get the barcodes in Excel. And if you want to save money, obviously right now the Excel runs at $110 professional, about $79 home business, small business edition, non-commercial or commercial. Commercial and non-commercial, I'm not exactly sure what the differences are, but Kingsoft runs at I think they're running at about $70, but they do have some kind of promotion going on right now, which I will probably post a link in my description below. It's where you can get the Office, which would have a PowerPoint, Word, and the Excel, or in the case of Kingsoft, they're not named exactly the same, but Word is rather a writer or something like that, but you know, it's cheaper, it's just as functional, but the only problem I find that you may run into is when you're using a certain hardware that is you know, like a signature pad, and or who knows what else, whatever else there may be that may not work with Kingsoft spreadsheet. But they're working on it, you know, it's constantly upgrading, and they're always upgrading on a new version of it, which is going to be a bummer. Probably similar features, not similar, nearly exactly the same features as Office 2013 offers, at the fraction, not so much the fraction, but still cheaper than just buying a $70 or $79 Excel. For that same amount of money, you can buy you know, a professional Office, like you got PowerPoint, which is like a presentation, spreadsheet, which is Excel, and the writer, which is Word, and all of that for less. And it's professional, and you're licensed to use it as a commercial use and whatever. So this just something for you to think about before you make a decision. And I hope you make the right one. And clearly, to me, I made the right decision. I'm coding with the Visual Basic, and I have absolutely no problem interexchanging files between the two at work, where I have Excel 2007 and Excel 2003 installed on different computers, and I have absolutely no problem interexchanging these files in between those two computers at work, and then bringing it here home, and it works just exactly the same. So, yep, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. May God bless you and everyone in your home and everyone you love and everyone you hate, including me. Have a good day.